Hello everyone, welcome to English video lessons. I am glad to meet you all through this video. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. This is a saying. What does it mean? It means that you have to spend time for playing. How many are interested to play games? Some are interested to play games, some are interested to watch games. Some love to watch games. Why? Because sitting in the gallery among the spectators, eating some snacks, watching the game is really very interesting and enjoyable. Though they have strong physique, strong stamina, they don't like to play games with the players because the players play very roughly. They love the players, they admire the players, they appreciate the players. Even then, they don't like to play games, they like to watch the games. The same mentality is seen with the poet Hagden Nash, who wrote the poem Confession of a Born Spectator. He loves to watch the games, but he doesn't love to play games. Why? Because here he says that he is a born spectator. As we say born genius, he says that he is a born spectator and he loves to watch the games, not to play the games. The same theme is applied in the poem Confession of a Born Spectator. Shall we see the poem now?
Hagden Nash was an American poet. His period was from 19th August 1902 to 19th May 1971. He was born in Rye, New York. With his unconventional rhyming schemes, he was declared the country's best-known producer of humorous poetry. Do you know the beautiful poems of Hagden Nash? He was well known for his light poems, of which he wrote over 500 pieces. He published his first book for children, The Cricket of Caradon, in 1925. His first published poem, Spring Comes to Murray Hill, appeared in New Yorker magazine in 1930. He invented a lot of new words and lot of new thoughts. He combined wit with wisdom in his poems and verse. His words are thought-provoking and power-packed one. One among the most beautiful words is, when you are wrong, admit it. When you are right, be quiet. Hagden Nash is such a great man of letters who draws the attention of readers by his beautiful words. The title of the poem is Confession of a Born Spectator. There are 6 stanzas in this poem. Each stanza carries 6 lines. The first 4 lines of the first stanza are given here. Let me read out the lines. One infant grows up and becomes a jockey. Another plays basketball or hockey. This one, the prize ring, hates to enter. That one becomes a tackle or center. Hagden Nash believes that a spectator can be as enthusiastic as a player. He says people choose different sports in their lives or decide to become athletes. One baby grows up and becomes a horse rider. One child might become a basketball player or a hockey player. One might hate boxing. It hates to enter the enclosed area in which boxing matches are fought. One may become a football player. He will tackle or approach the ball at the center of the game. So people choose different sports and they love to become players. I am just glad as glad can be, that I am not them, that they are not me. Here the poet says that he is just glad that he is not a sportsman or an athlete. He is happy that he is neither a player nor an athlete. The first 2 lines of the second stanza. With all my heart, I do admire athletes who sweat for fun or ire. The poet's heart admires the athletes who work hard and sweat for their own interest or for their spectators or for the victory of their nation or for the people who sponsor them. So here, the poet is so generous in appreciating the players. The next 2 lines. Who take the field in gaudy pomp and maim each other as they romp. In these two lines, he speaks about the glittering dresses and the sparkling performance of the players. We have watched many games so far, isn't it? We see the players entering the ground in bright costumes. The poet also notices that they come to play in showy dresses and end up injuring each other as they play the game with high spirits. The last two lines of the second stanza: my limp and bashful spirit feeds on other people's heroic deeds. Here the poet says how his weak spirits become stronger when he is watching the players. He says his weak and shy spirits support other players' heroic deeds. He appreciates the heroic performance of the players. The first four lines of the third stanza: now A runs 90 yards to score. B knocks the champion to the floor, cracking vertebrae and spines, lashing his steed across the line. The poet observes that player A runs 90 yards to win. Player B knocks another player by breaking his spinal bones to become a champion. Another player beats his strong horse to cross the line and become a winner. While observing all these events, the poet's ego might think to become an athlete or player. The last two lines of the third stanza: you would think my ego, it would please to swap positions with one of these. Though the poet is glad to admire the talents of the athletes, though his ego thinks to become a player, he is not willing to exchange places with him. He is glad to be a spectator, not to be a player. The first two lines of the fourth stanza: well, ego it might be pleased enough, but zealous athletes play so rough. Here the poet says why he doesn't like to be a player. The poet's ego is satisfied enough to be a spectator, not to be a player, because he doesn't want to play with the active players who play so rough. They do not ever in their dealings consider one another's feelings. The athletes never consider others' feelings in their game. Their sole aim is to win the game at any cost. The last two lines of the fourth stanza: I am glad that when my struggle begins twixt prudence and ego, prudence wins. Here he speaks about the conflict, the struggle, the quarrel, or the dispute between his ego and his wisdom. On seeing the players playing, his ego demands him to play, but his wisdom prevents him from doing that. So there is a conflict between his ego and his wisdom. But wisdom wins over his ego. His wisdom or his knowledge says to him to be a spectator, not a player. Here comes the fifth stanza. When swollen eye meets gnarled face, when snaps the knee and cracks the wrist, when official dumb demands, is there a doctor in the stands? Here the poet says how he escapes from the injuries as he is a spectator. These lines say that players play rough games. They injure each other. The players are injured like a heavy blow in the eyes, so eyes are swollen. They break the knee and crack the wrist. When they play, they never think of others' pain. At this moment, when the officials ask for help, the poet questions if the doctor is ready. At this point, the poet's soul truly offers thanksgiving that he is not a player. The last two lines of the fifth stanza. My soul in true thanksgiving speaks for this modest of physic. On seeing the rough game, on seeing the injured players, on seeing the officials and the doctors in the field, the poet offers prayers that the players have a strong body to bear all the injuries. In one way, he thanks God that he is not a player. The other way, he thanks God that the players have strong body to bear all the injuries. So here he feels that he is blessed to be a spectator. Here comes the last stanza. Athletes, I'll drink to you, or eat with you, or anything except to compete with you. Here the poet says that he is ready to do anything but not to be a player. The poet says that he'll drink with the athletes, eat with them, or do anything except to compete with them. Here he is willing to do anything to be a spectator but not a player. Shall we get into the last 4 lines of the last stanza? Buy tickets for their radium to watch you gamble in the stadium and reassure myself anew that you are not me and I am not you. Here he says how he wants to retain his place and position. The poet is ready to offer even radium to buy tickets to watch the players running and jumping happily in the stadium. He comforts himself that he is himself and not an athlete. Nothing has changed him from being a spectator. Even he too is willing to do whatever is demanded to be a spectator but not to be a player. So he is very much satisfied with this position. In that he is very confident. He confessed that he is a born spectator. He cannot be made a player at all.
Hello my dear ones, opinion varies from person to person. Our poet doesn't want to be a player, he wants to be a spectator. Of course we too. But getting into the playground very proudly in the colorful costume, playing with zeal and interest, winning the trophy for the nation, experiencing the moment of success is really a great heroic deed than sitting in the gallery and watching the game. But one is spiritful, the other one is cheerful. But heroism lies in the spirit. We all must be heroes in the journey of life. Let's try to be heroes in our life. Thank you.